scared and have lots of thrills and chills. And we also think about scary animals and creatures. But as Melanie Reskovich from Busch Gardens will tell us today, some animals that we think of as scary aren't necessarily so.
That's very true. So we have definitely brought some animals by today. We've been traveling around talking about Hollow Scream. That's going on throughout the whole month of October at Busch Gardens in Tampa. And we have our first animal. This is an African bullfrog.
Wow.
Yep, pretty big. You're welcome to touch him right on his back there if you'd like. Right. There you go. Kind of slimy, right?
Kind of, not so bullish, but very kind of slimy. But you know, he looks so, he almost looks like a prop. He almost doesn't look real because he's so shiny.
Yes, that's very true. Yeah. And these animals are pretty interesting. They are found over in Africa, and they can actually get much, much bigger than this. He's going to get to be about the size of a dinner plate. And what they do is they like to kind of sit and wait until something comes by, and they jump out and get it. They're called sit and wait predators. Because he gets so big, he's going to eat almost anything he can fit in his mouth.
So when they sit and wait, do they gulp or do they snap out with their tongue?
They snap. Well, they'll gulp with their mouths or also use their tongue. They do have teeth in there, so they can have a pretty ferocious bite. So
you keep the fingers well behind his head.
Exactly.
And I don't know if you can see, but this thing is really big. And how big is he?
This one, I'd say is about the size of a softball right now. But yep, he definitely is going to get up to about 9 inches in diameter. So it's a pretty big frog.
Yes, and he has a really nice throat. I mean,
yes, he does. Nice big throat there. Okay. And a lot of people are kind of afraid of frogs. They have kind of a fear of them, probably because they are so slimy. There's like that big myth they give you warts. They don't give you warts.
Yeah, right.
And they have to stay slimy because they actually breathe through their skin. So they have to be really moist and wet in order to continue to breathe.
And once upon a time, there was actually a horror movie called Frogs, but as you can see, they're not so horrible.
No, they're not.
Very nice.
You're very welcome.
And let's see, what do we have coming up next? You never know what's in the grab bag.
You never know. You never know. And it looks like we have our next little creepy animal that we have coming out here. This one, a lot of people are afraid of. A lot of people are afraid of.
Probably with good reason.
Yes, definitely. This is a Chilean rose-haired tarantula. And this one, you can tell, has bristles all over her body. This one's about 19 years old.
19 years old.
If you can believe that, 19. Wow. And they have those nice bristles all over their body. And what happens is if she's really irritated, she'll flick those off. And they feel almost like fiberglass under your skin. They're very itchy. In fact, they used to make itching powder out of tarantula bristles.
Is that right?
Yes.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
So now when people think of spiders, they usually think of an animal that builds a web to catch its prey. Tarantulas prefer to stalk their prey. So they will stalk it until just the right moment, and then they pounce. And they do have venom, so they'll go ahead and inject the venom and then eat their prey.
Happily, she's not in stalking mode at the moment,
no,
which is
not.
very good.
She
She seems very gentle and placid and calm. Is that kind of generally how they are?
Oh yeah, this animal is an education animal. She lives over in our zoo education area at Busch Gardens, and she travels with us and helps us teach others about her species. So she's called an animal ambassador.
So she's used to going around and dealing with crowds and being seen.
Oh yeah, oh definitely. And again, we definitely bring her out during Hollow Scream because it helps us talk to others about. It is a little scary to come to Hollow Scream. It is an adult-themed event, but you can see that you don't necessarily need to be afraid of this particular spider. She's going to be going after things like rodents and bugs, not us.
That's good. She hasn't taken many fingers off.
No, not at all. All right, we're going to let her go on her way, and I think we have another creepy animal for you guys coming out.
All right. Let's get really creepy.
Are you ready to all this?
Yes, this is great. This is fun.
Good.
I feel like I'm in a horror fun house without actually being in one. It's a lot of fun.
Good. Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, this is everybody's
All right, this one was the one that kind of scared me. Yeah. Yes, exactly. Straight from Survivor. This is, can you hear that? This is a Madagascar hissing cockroach.
And it's actually hissing. I don't know. What does the hissing mean? Do they just hiss all the time? Or
well, they can. They've got several different hisses that mean different things.
But it's like a language.
It is, yeah. But in this case, he's hissing to tell people to stay away from his territory.
Right now, that's what he's saying.
Yep.
Okay, no problem.
Now, you're actually welcome to touch him if you're brave enough to touch a roach right on his back, right there.
Okay.
Kind of feels like fingernails, though.
Feels like all the roaches I've touched. It just has that similar roachy feel.
Are you a roach wrangler?
I'm a roach wrangler. Yes, I have a roach ranch back at home.
Yeah, right. That's pretty good.
This is when you touch this this roach, he's very firm. You think of roaches as mostly kind of flimsy, kind of flexible backs.
But they are, really.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys are amazing creatures. They can fit under doorways. Think about it. If you ever stepped on a roach and then all of a sudden you take your foot up and it's still running around.
Yeah.
I mean, they are extremely flexible. The cool thing about these particular roaches is they like to eat fruits and like dead, decaying plant matter. They're found in Madagascar in the forest.
Right.
So even though they do look kind of creepy and scary, it's a good thing we have them around.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'd have a lot of dead plants on the
definitely
ground.
fit a role in the world. And
yes.
So as thick as he is, he can still make himself fairly flat.
Can.
Get under those doors.
He
so
sure
you
can.
Check your shoes in the morning. Be sure.
All right, we're going to let him go on his way as well. And then we have one more animal for you.
Ah, yes.
I'm pretty excited about this one.
Is this when we bring out the big animals?
Yes.
All right.
This one is our largest one we have today. This is one that most people are afraid of. This is the one that when we take her out in the park, people just run screaming away.
Really?
Yes, but when we talk about her, you'll learn why she is such a great animal in her environment. This is Boris.
Hi, Boris.
And she's a boa constrictor. You're welcome to touch her as well.
Boris, but it's a she.
Yeah, she's a she.
Okay.
And you can feel how heavy she is. Isn't that
incredible? She is very heavy, very strong. You can just feel. Wow.
Yes, definitely. Now this one is about 8 feet long, but they can get over 10 feet long. So that is a really big snake. Now they are going to be eating rodents mostly, and they are constrictors. So they like to strike at their prey. Then they will wrap their body around and squeeze them and then swallow them.
Wow. And holding it, you can get a sense of the strength, and this is how
Isn't that amazing?
It's very easy for them to do that.
Just pure muscle in there.
Hey, Boris, we're friends, remember?
So once again, people tend to be afraid of snakes, but they fill a great role in their own ecosystem. And this particular one is found in South America in the rainforest down there. And again, if you come to Busch Gardens, especially for Hollow Spring, you'll get to see all kinds of cool, creepy things there as well.
She really is beautiful.
Isn't she a gorgeous snake?
Yeah. Wonderfully mild-mannered, which is a good thing. This is great. It's amazing. So how many pounds is she?
This one is about 20 pounds.
20 pounds.
But she's still, I mean, as I said, she's about 8 feet long, but she can get much bigger. So.
Yeah, so they grow to 12 feet, 16?
Possibly, yeah, much bigger.
And how many pounds would they typically weigh?
I have actually heard of them being almost 40 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah.
What is the biggest animal that they can squeeze and crush to death?
Really, the largest animal is going to be as wide as the biggest part of her body. So anything that is about as wide as this part of her body right here is what she can eat. So generally they do prefer rats, mice, rabbits, so generally rodents.
So members of the human species, rugrats, and even adults are all outside of that range.
Exactly.
That's a good thing.
There you go. We're way too big.
That's good. All right. Well, Melanie from Busch Gardens, thank you so much for stopping by today. This has been great. Lots of fun. And see, animals are fun and kind of, but scary, but not really.
Thank you.